We went on the local scene with local author Kim Clarkson.
I became a writer many years ago. I enjoyed writing stories. I enjoyed writing poetry when I was a child, even though I was dyslexic and reading was difficult. I gravitated to writing and I really enjoyed it. And then as a teacher and as a parent, I became more focused with my writing. I had a purpose then. I had children looking to me to learn life lessons and learn content sometimes of math and English, and I just drew from my love of writing. And then eventually wrote Rodica's Red Scarf, and I guess I'm now a real writer. After I wrote it, in 1996, I ran it off, made copies, and then I used red ribbon to hold it all together. I had in my living room, my gosh, 20 boxes that I packed these in and then mailed them out to Oprah, many agents and publishers hoping that somebody would see the book and be interested, but crickets, didn't hear from anybody. Back then, self-publishing was just starting. So raising my family, I put it on a back burner, and about 2 years ago, friends were always after me to do something with it. So 2 years ago, I was getting close to retirement from teaching, and I was like, this is the time. So I went ahead and self-published Rodica's Red Scarf. Rodica lives in a village with her family in Romania, and a simple act of kindness from a person they never met actually saves her family. And Rodica's sharing heart also plays a part in how her family survives throughout the year. The story takes children through the seasons and how this scarf saves their life through each season. Way back in 1990, I heard about the overthrow of Ceausescu and the Romanian Revolution. And then I started reading articles about it, watching documentaries, and then I became aware of the orphans that were in Romania. And it just tugged at my heartstrings. And I always knew I wanted to adopt, just didn't know where. And I just prayed about it, and I was led to Romania. I ended up in Romania in 1991 in April. So just a little over a year after the overthrow and the revolution. And I stayed in a city on the west coast of Romania with a family. And part of that family was this woman named Rodica. The child in my story is named after. And Rodica is the one that found my son in a hospital. And her daughter, Elena, also part of this family that I stayed with, she was a doctor, and she saved my son's life prior to me getting there. He was 3 weeks old when I arrived to get him. And I heard about their relatives that lived in a local village and how hard life was for them. So when I came back to the United States, I started raising money and had boxes in my living room, and as my children grew, they were part of putting items into these boxes and sending them over to the village to help them out. So we did that for about 9 years. One of the shipments happened around Christmas time, and one of the relatives of this family I knew that lived in the village, her name was Mariana. And Mariana was a teacher in the village. And when you're a teacher in the village, you're respected like you're the mayor. People always looked up to her. So when the packages arrived to the village, she helped distribute them. And one of the packages went to this particular family, and she wrote me a letter about them. And when I got this letter, it just tugged at my heartstrings, and that's when it all sparked to write Rodica's Red Scarf. A lot of my story is based on truth and fact of how these people lived. What happens to the scarf is fiction. It was important because I wanted my son to grow up knowing how blessed he is to grow up in America and the opportunities that he had compared to what the people in this village had. Although it's not the village my son was born in, his birth family was from a village in Romania, and they had a very, very difficult time living there. So I wanted him to grow up with an appreciation and a little bit of history from a child's perspective of what it would have been like for him had he lived there. People of all ages appreciate it. I was recently at an event, and a 40-year-old woman came up to me from Romania. She gave me a hug, and she said, you know, you really depicted the village the way it really is. So she had an appreciation for it. I just wanted to save some history of Romania for the Romanian children, and I hope it will get into their hands. The impact this book had on me writing it, it humbled me. It really humbled me. Being in Romania and being a part of seeing these people try to move forward after 42 years of being under communist rule, living with them for 3 weeks and seeing what they went through, well, a little taste of what they went through. I'll never know the full context of it. And then writing the book really humbled me and really had me have a sense of gratitude and thankfulness of living in this country and the opportunities that we have. I hope readers take away an attitude of gratitude. Quite simply, I really hope that after reading the book, they feel grateful and start thinking about the things that they have that they're grateful for, and also stop and ask themselves, what can I do for somebody else to make their life better? Just a little bit of act of kindness can have such a ripple effect.
If you enjoyed this video by The Local Scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.